You're listening to another Woodshop podcast, the okayest podcast of its type. Your hosts are Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, Peter Kapar of Petree's Workshop, and Braden Boakes of Littlebug Woodworking. You can find them as well as the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Welcome to episode 254 of another Woodshop podcast. You know, sometimes you fly a little too close to the sun. You get too big. So we decided to take a week off from the podcast and let the other podcasts catch up to our ratings. It's the least we can do because it's all about community. Am I right?
Yeah.
And all that extra time allowed Dan to smuggle some furniture across state lines. I tried to water cool my CNC the Polish way, and Braden keeps finding loopholes in how to buy cool stuff with a company card as long as he loudly says for the business multiple times when he does it. Welcome to another Woodshop podcast. What's up, boys?
Follow me for more financial advice.
Yeah.
It is all technically advice.
He does it a la Michael Scott.
Yeah.
I declare this for the business.
I declare this a business lunch.
Yeah. He just declares loudly that this is for the business. Did you really need a 32-inch saw blade with an offset for a jigsaw?
Yes.
Right.
Sawzall, and it's a 4-foot-long blade.
I'm sorry.
It looks like it deserves to be in every single horror film. It is terrifying.
And it came in discreet packaging.
Yeah, it
to his
did.
house.
Yeah, it did.
How's that boroscope doing?
Let me tell you, I'm scoping some Boro.
Ugh. Speaking of scoping some boros,
Our patron.
I don't know. Is boro a horse in Spanish? Or
No,
burro?
it's a donkey.
Donkey. Oh,
No,
donkey.
that's a burrow.
Why is it donkey scope? That's a weird name for it. Anyways,
Not in Florida.
speaking of nooks and crannies,
We got 2 new patrons, you guys.
we do.
I want to welcome to the man army Dominic of the Crafty Sloth
Nice.
and one Charlie Pickering.
Ooh.
Welcome,
Yeah,
boys.
Chargar.
I
Pickering.
guess welcome, folks.
It's
Charlie.
Pickering?
Charlie's a possible female. I don't know. I assume it's a male. I don't know.
I don't know. I like the last name. It sounds very zesty.
Pickering.
Donde
Yeah.
está la Pickering?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what about the ones that have been with us the longest? The Army Admirals.
They haven't necessarily been with us the longest,
the
but they
hardest.
show us the most love with their wallet.
Who has put up with the most?
And we appreciate the heck out of them. They are Dominic from the Crafty Sloth,
Whoa!
Double read.
Sean Renshaw from Innate V Woodworking.
Is that a new
V
one?
Woodworking?
Is that a new upgrade?
Maybe.
Or they finally started using their real name instead of trolling you?
That could be too. I don't know. I just don't know.
In a world
Nick
with-
over at-
In a world with AI, Dan has no idea whose names are real and whose are not.
Yeah.
yeah, with AI, I don't know what is real or not, just in general.
Dan's been generated this whole time.
I don't know if I'm real.
Dan, you're the only one real. Pete and I have been AI generated for the last 2 years.
This is like a
Truman
what's
Show?
that? No. What's that movie with
Gattaca?
Truman Show.
Leo
I Am Legend.
DiCaprio?
Battlestar Galactica.
The Island, Shutter Island,
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Shutter Island. All right, back to our VIP patrons. I feel like I should start over.
We should
Dominic-
Shutter
Dominic-
Island our mouth.
Dominic from the Crafty Sloth, Sean Renshaw from Innate V Woodworking, Nick from NSM Woodcraft, Chris Lamoureux over at Homefront Woodworks, Chris Greenwood at Evolution Custom Woodworking. Melting your popsicle is Duffy Woodcraft.
Hot.
Old Alex Duffy over there. Greg Bennett of Windy Acres Works, Greg D'Ambrosio of GTD Woodworks, Damon from BWG Woodworking, Jeremy Kaleba, Mike from Woodworking Well, Polish Trailer Park is
My people.
Alex Adams over
My
at Type A
man.
Furniture. John Herbolsheimer over at Live and Laugh Woodworks, Nick Vreeland at NV Wood Shop, Jared LaPuma over at LL Builds Woodworking, Tyler Booth from Temecula Yard Games, Henry Lutens from Manfreda Wood, Justin Frazier from Frazier Canyon Woodworks, Sarah over at Rosie's Wood Shop, El Jefe from Maker's Way, Victor at Whim Designs, chairs now included. It's Nick Grimm, Woodworking. Chair now included is Max Reed of Reed Design Co. Bill Burkle of WTB Woodworking. Malcolm. Just Malcolm. Crafted with Machines and Love. That is Patrick. Insel. Ed Mancini of Mancini Woodworking. Chris at Chris Will Make. Willow Creek Lumber. That is Scott Shirk. Justin Bailey over at Campfire Woodworks. And rounding them out, Mr. John Grubb over at Grubb Will Make.
Wow.
That's
Roundhouse
it.
kick.
The Grubbinator.
My work here is done.
Dan, take a nap.
I can't do any more of this.
Read?
Yeah, reading.
Max Read. That's maximum reading that he did.
You couldn't read lists.
Yeah. And if you want to help support the show, make sure to head over to Another Woodshop Podcast. I'm sorry, patreon.com/Another Woodshop Podcast. Or
if only we had a custom link.
loveawp.com. They'll take you to our Patreon. We can get some behind the scenes special content and access to our Discord. So make sure to go check us out there.
Or if you just like hearing me butcher your name, I got you.
It's a great way to troll Dan. Like I saw one earlier today, Stu Pedasso. So that's a name, Stuart Pedasso.
Don't give
Stu
him
for short.
Mr. Butts, Mr.
So-
Seymour Butts.
Yeah, if you guys want to maybe troll Dan with some fun names, I don't know, maybe ChatGPT some fun combinations. Just these are the benefits of he has to read them.
I can't believe I'm going to give you any hints, but I'll tell you what. You have to tell ChatGPT that you want unhinged ideas. You have to be specific.
It's like a barn door. No hinges, slides, rollers.
Then make it
You
more
got to
gothic.
say, I want it borderline inappropriate and unhinged.
Make it more gothic.
Then make it more gothic.
Make it more gothic.
Also that.
Well, if you are a patron, you are already entered for our monthly giveaway. This month we're giving away just a pair of headphones. I had these Elgin headphones, brand new, same ones I use every day. I love them. Elgin heard about the giveaway and they're like, you want to give stuff away? Bet. Well, they threw in a bunch of other stuff. We got their small but tiny but mighty thumper speaker, which is actually surprisingly awesome. Flashlight, cool sign. They got a hat, so they upped the whole bundaroo, and we're gonna be giving that away at the end of the month, or really the first week of July. Some say that's gonna be on the 3rd. No relation to the 4th. And Braden, if they want to enter, how do they do that?
Well, here's the thing. All they have to do is sign up for any of our patron levels, any of the paid patron levels, and then you get an additional entry for every level up you go. You started from the bottom with the one
And now
entry,
we're here.
and then you're here at VIP patron with 4 entries. Now, if you don't want to sign up for our patron, or if you want additional entries, you can just go to arethechairsincluded.com, which will take you to our St. Jude's team page. And for every $5 that you donate, you get one more entry. And I really enjoy breaking the random name generator, which we have done once before. So we need more entries. So go, everybody, just give some more money to St. Jude's, because end of the day, it's a tax write-off, and it's St. Jude's. It's a good cause.
Yeah.
And then you'll get the tiny pant thumper speaker.
Now, with it being a tax write-off, do people have to go outside and declare it a tax write-off like you
Yes.
do with business lunches?
You'll also
do?
get a form in the mail, but you also just shout it out loud.
Or
Extra IRS points.
yeah, or you just play the thief class or the stealth class, and then just write off everything and hope the IRS is underfunded enough that they'll never notice.
What are you like playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion over here remastered that just got released last week, and definitely
Listen.
not pouring any money into that or time into that?
I'll remaster you.
Oh, that's weird.
with love. We're respectfully.
Respectfully. My eyes are up here. Well, aside from that, our sponsor this week is giving something away as well. And this is actually pretty exciting because it's another opportunity to see our smiling faces. It's the Texas Woodworking Festival. The premier mid-south, west-ish, more west-south maker event. Not the best Midwest maker
It's the
event.
premier mid-southern.
Mid-southern west.
It's the closest...
Texas-based.
It's the closest place that has authentic Mexican food and also stellar New Jersey style barbecue.
Did you just insult Taco John's? Come on, my guy. Or
I
Casey's
said physically
Casey's
closest.
Taco Pizza.
Casey's Taco Pizza. Anyways, speaking of not that, let's talk about something good. The Texas Woodworking Festival. It is the dates are announced. It is September 13th and 14th. Saturday and Sunday. It's a nice weekend event, which is perfect. You can fly in, Friday night, hang out with everyone. There's going to be actually there is a special event on Friday. It's a creators night. So all the content creators will get together. You can add it onto your ticket if you get the EDU pass, which is what we're giving away. We're giving away the EDU pass. You can go to every single class. And here's the best part. The number one complaint that we've had of other conferences is that if I miss a class, there's that too. But if you missed a class, you missed a class. Here, if you missed a class, you get to watch it afterwards. What? So you, with the EDU pass, will get access to all the information after the show. They are going to have tons of woodworking vendors, lumber yards, obviously content creators, and they're going to have, basically it's a trade show. They're going to have tool sales there, educational symposiums, great place for networking. And again, it's Texas, one of the best places for barbecue. One of the... all you Oklahoma people are calm down, Jeff. And I know everyone from New Jersey. I know we have the best one, but we can't tell them that. Okay. So it's going to be at the Palmer Center in Austin, Texas. Again, September 13th and 14th. Make sure to go check it out. It's only 85 days away as of today. And we're going to, at some point during the show, do a super secret code phrase that then you will have to email to
awpgiveaway@gmail.com.
a boom. Yes. We'll figure something out. Something silly. But we are all going to be there. We're very excited to see you guys. And I'm very stoked because I've been wanting to go for the last 2 years. I've not been able to make it with my schedule. I can this year.
Pete,
I'm stoked.
We could have shortened that ad read up quite a bit and just said beer, tacos, woodworking. What do you want? What else you want?
Well, how do you know they're going to have tacos? Maybe they'll
because
have brisket.
Austin told us to say that.
He did. He specifically said beer and tacos.
It's not on their website. And also there's music too.
It's in our email.
That you're right. That is he did shorten it with the 3 words. But he paid for a minute, so he got 3.
Well, just he probably didn't want us talking about the music because really it's just Drew Witt pushing the next button on an old 2000s iPod Shuffle.
Just beatboxing the whole time.
I would pay extra to hear Drew Witt beatbox.
If you guys are on a fence, though, go check out the schedule. There's a lot of really cool classes happening and definitely worth checking out. So we'll see y'all there. Woo!
Bye. All
right. Well, we haven't not had a guest in a while, so I kind of forget what we do after this.
It's been a while.
Do we do news? I guess
we do maker news. What's on your news?
Okay.
Good news, everyone.
Good news.
So
I've got nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, good try though. Damn it. I knew it.
I'm almost gonna get him. All right. Well, Braden, what's your maker news?
Let me go ahead and pull up my handy dandy notebook.
Brandy. Oh, sorry.
Because the last 4 times I've had maker news, I've then proceeded to butcher something that I already know because you guys put me on the spot, make me nervous. So I wrote it down this time. Listen. Greg from Platte Valley Woodworks is still doing his coasters for a cause drive. He is selling some really cool epoxy coasters for $15 each, and $10 of every single sale goes to Out Nebraska, which is an LGBTQ plus fundraising awareness help organization. It's a great organization. So go check out his Etsy at Platte Valley Woodworks on Etsy. or PlatteValleyWoodworks.com.
Boom.
.com, and you can go ahead and get your coasters and help with a really awesome cause. That's piece
Boom.
one. Do we want to do like a back and forth thing where like one piece?
Oh yeah,
or...
yeah. Dan, you want to go? No, okay, I'll
Dan,
go.
make a news.
Okay, cool.
I still got nothing.
Mine's a little selfish. It's something I forgot to mention 2 weeks ago.
A little
And,
shellfish, like
A little shellfish.
shrimp.
Pete had a baby.
No, well, yes, but like last year, it's old news. I was on Autodesk's podcast. Autodesk
This nonsense.
Fusion has their podcast, but don't just check me out. Dave Meow and Patrick Gensel and a bunch of other cool creators were on there as well. I think it's actually worth checking out. They asked some really good questions. It's almost like they've done a podcast before, and it was also really nice to get a compliment from them. Like they're like, "Oh, you clearly do this before. Your audio and light is good. All right, we don't have to prep."
Did you turn on your podcast voice microphone?
I did not. They actually had a fluffer there, like an
Whoa.
audio fluffer.
Oh,
You know, like what I do with
I
people
was
when
like,
they come on our
wait a minute.
podcast. I'm
don't
the
know
audio
what that
fluffer.
means.
I want a fluffer.
That doesn't sound good. Maybe we tweak it a little bit and I politely tell them their audio's bad, right? Until we fix it. So,
It's not the fluffer I was imagining.
self-centered pitch, but go check it out. There's a video version and audio. Actually, I don't even know if there's an audio version. There's a video version on YouTube. We'll link it down below.
If you close your eyes, it's an audio version.
Yeah, it's just I'm just stumbling into stuff in a shop the whole time. Braden, go do your thing.
Malcolm, the voice of AWP from Bossa Nova Woodworks,
Yes.
just hours ago launched his Hello Tap name tag, which is a 3D printed, customized name tag. And go watch the video about these things. It's the last name tag that you're ever going to need. They're super dope. They've got a QR code that you can customize, put on the back. They've got obviously your name, so maybe don't change it or else it gets a little kind of weird. And then embedded in these things, he's got 2 NFC chips, so you can also put like your contact info, you can put your website, put whatever.
Not 1, not 3, but 2.
2. And what's really, really cool about them, and I don't know if this is like dad cool, like it's nerdy stuff, kind of lame stuff, but like it's really cool to all of us. What's the worst thing that happens when you have to use like one of those magnetic back name tags?
Oh, the erections, am I right?
I know, right? But Jesus.
Rock hard for NFC.
And you only know about your raging erections, Pete, because when you go to take your name tag off, the little magnet backer falls down your shirt. And next thing you know, you're digging around in your pants and then you're distracted. And next thing you know, you're thrown out of a conference.
I'm sorry, Malcolm, I love you. Wait, by the way, pause. Malcolm, I got your message. I watched the video, really liked it. Baby was going crazy. Forgot to respond. Back to you.
Malcolm's design uses a...
It's a double magnet.
It's
so
a
the
double
magnet always stays on you.
It's a double layer magnet. So the magnet is magneted to the magnet on the shirt.
But they're all different strengths, so it will never come off with the badge.
Yep.
Science.
No,
it's pretty cool. I really loved mine when I got it, so I'm gonna be using it for
he gave us all one during the Midwest Maker Meetup of 2025.
It was a Best West. We just call it Best West Maker Meetup.
The Best Western Maker Meetup.
No, I think we might run into legal problems there.
Well, I got one. I'm gonna give her a shout out just because it's ridiculous. I love when someone does an out of the box project.
Out of the box.
And Zyla's building a freaking airplane. Like
the Maker Pilot is building an airplane is out of the box for you. I mean, it's dope, but it feels pretty dead. It's on the nose.
In the
brand.
Here's the thing. She could have just built a plane, right? She's an engineer, all that stuff. I get it. She found old ass plans, starts building it. Then, because she has no chill, she starts going.
Where's
full,
the hyphen
like,
there? Old ass plans or old ass plans?
Old.
They weren't plans about
old
plane.
tilde, the squiggly. But here's the other thing. She's going full like canoe on it and doing strips for the body. Like the whole thing's gonna look like a Nick Offerman canoe. So I gotta give credit where credit is due. You know, she could have just done it like the simple way, but like she just has no chill.
Credit where credit is due. It is a plane built like a canoe.
It's a canoe plane. Yeah, honestly, are planes just sky canoes?
Yes.
Sky
Just sky canoes.
aliens, man.
Aliens.
And I'm just gonna call it right now. There's your code phrase for the Texas
Sky
Woodworking.
canoe.
Send Sky Canoe to AWP giveaway at gmail.com. Get entered to win tickets to the Texas Woodworking Festival.
You know, sky
It's
canoe.
not-
You're gonna pick that one.
It's nice to get the stuff out
Get
of
it?
the way.
Yeah, early on.
Yeah, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget. So
Jokes on all of you that just scrubbed through the rest of the podcast looking for it and then had to jump back and then you found
Idiots.
it at the beginning.
Crisscross.
they'll never see it coming.
We got another
Another
Liquor
one.
News?
No.
Mm.
I
And
got
now we're
nothing.
silent.
I got nothing.
I was like, oh, let's see what happens.
I'm actively scrolling through stuff, and I can't find
No.
jack
There's
diddly.
some good videos and stuff, but there's nothing that I was like, oh man, this is new, this is different. But
I'm
anyways,
much like a bird. I only look at my own stuff like a mirror, and I'm just like, damn, that's nice.
yeah, go
So,
check out Braden's stuff. Just do
Yeah.
that.
Just look at me.
Just look at Braden. Why don't we just get into the what's on the bench? You guys ready?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
What's on my bench?
So Dan,
dog.
Dan,
Steve.
since you had the most
Steve.
to give for the news, I want to hear your bench. Go. Come on out there,
Go.
dog. You got this.
Okay, so it all goes back several
Oh,
weeks.
Here we go.
Okay. One Jarod LaPuma of the VIP patron fame
Stands for
Back
Jared
in the
the Puma.
1700s.
of LL Builds. He asked me if I can make some Adirondack chairs that had a modern feel, but they didn't sit so low that they were hard to get out of. And I'm like, bro, say less, because I understand your plight. Because my fat butt has a hard time getting out of Adirondack chairs that sit too low. So
What? It's crazy.
I put those requirements in the old chat GPT and it spit something out. And I was like, that's perfect. Sent it to Jarod. He said, yes. So I had to make it come to life. And that I did. Friends.
I feel like you're skipping a lot there in the story, but go on.
What else am I skipping? What am I skipping?
The fact that I sprinted over there and then sprinted back and the story's already over means you skipped all of it, the whole thing.
Dan skipped all of the story. Hey, Dan, you want to tell everyone why we had to reschedule last week?
I was getting there.
Okay.
Jeez.
Gotta keep him on his toes,
Um,
or his heels.
Yeah, so I procrastinated a little bit, just a tiny bit. And
Which is really out of character for you.
it's super out of character for me. If anybody who knows me, I'm on top of stuff and I'm on time with everything. Hannah, your table's coming eventually. So yeah, I procrastinated the Adirondack chairs quite a bit, and I felt bad because I kept promising him that don't worry, I'll have them done, because he wanted these chairs done by the time he had a party, and I thought it was like a graduation party or something, and lo and behold, it was not a graduation party. It was a party for his 7-year-old daughter's birthday.
It doesn't matter, just a special.
Doesn't matter. And it like really came down to the wire, and I was really like, I felt bad that I wasn't going to be able to keep my promise. So I just like busted my ass to get them done. And that's why we skipped last week, because these guys felt sorry for me. I think maybe just a
No,
little bit.
we were looking out for each other, and
I didn't feel
meltdown.
sorry. I did have some slight concern of a mental breakdown,
I was
Yeah.
close to a
or an
mental breakdown.
emotional, or a physical breakdown.
All
Any
of the
number
above,
breakdowns.
really. But lo and behold, I got them done. I made 4 Adirondack style chairs in a modern vibe. Go check out my page to see the final product. And then I made the crazy decision. Oh, wait, before I get too far ahead,
Oh, please don't.
big shout out to Nick Brim for letting me bring those over to his shop because I also had to paint them white.
Holla.
And Nick has way more space in his shop than mine, so I was able to spray all 4 chairs at on's, which is super handy.
With 10 minutes in between coats, and the finish was perfect. Basically, he just used like not deck, but like Trex like bed liner or whatever.
No, I used paint.
Dude, whatever paint you used, you painted it so fast and then strapped it down to your truck, and it didn't leave a dent in the paint.
No, it didn't.
Whatever paint you used, I needed in my life.
I sent you a picture of the paint.
Yeah. I don't have a Menards by me.
Pittsburgh fast drying, so it dried in like 15 minutes, which is crazy.
And it's
so
all made
impressed
in
with
Pittsburgh, which is crazy.
So by close to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a Menards special paint, Braden?
I don't know.
Can you get that anywhere else? I don't know.
Let me consult with ChatGPT.
Anyways, big fan of that paint. It was not cheap though, I'll tell you that. It was like $65 a gallon.
Worth it?
It was worth it. It was worth it because I was buying it, and the lady that was around the paint counter is like, I want you to know this dries really fast. You're going to have to keep a wet brush. I'm like, ma'am, I'm spraying this.
Brush? Look at this amateur.
No, I'm spraying this. So I'm kind of hoping for a fast dry, and boy, was she right. Okay, so that all got done. And the very next morning, like Pete had already mentioned, I strapped them into my truck, and my daughter and I drove them from Omaha, Nebraska to Ann Arbor, Michigan. It was 11 hours plus of a drive. I'm probably crazy for doing such a thing. And Jarod was quite the host. He was thrilled that I was driving him to his house, by the way. And I felt like I had to do that because if I would have shipped them, it would have took 2-3 days at least, especially during a weekend. So I was like, I'm going to get them there. They're going to be there. So I got them there the night before the party. And so the party happens, and he was kind enough to let my daughter and I stay there for the night and then the next night because I didn't want to drive the very next day. And so we were there for the party. Nobody sat in the chairs. Absolutely.
It's like a cutting board you don't cut on.
Nobody sat in the chairs. I was like, this is great. Anyways, his wife and him were thrilled with the chairs. So
you missed like a whole very important part of the story, Dan.
What?
Like the biggest part of the story.
Which
Dan and Jarod both of these old decrepit men almost died doing a cartwheel.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we were.
How did that even start?
We were hanging out by his fire pit where the chairs live now, and his daughter, who's 7, mind you, like I just said, she's in gymnastics or something. She must be, and she was doing cartwheels in the grass, and we were just watching her, and she's getting progressively better. She's showing off. She's doing like one-handed cartwheels and stuff.
She's either in gymnastics or not 100 years old combined.
Also that.
So she's just a young person. She's just still flexible.
I think Jared's wife said something to the effect that she could do that. And then I think Jarod said he could do it. And I was like, you can't do a cartwheel. And so it became like a challenge. So he did a cartwheel. It was awful. I recorded it. I'm like, dude, I could do one so much better than that. And back in the day, I could, but it had been years since I did a cartwheel, and it wasn't great. So we both had a cartwheel off.
Braden, whose is better, do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what. I put a vote on my Instagram stories, and I won handedly.
I love giving Dan shit. As one of my dearest friends, I share my love by just absolutely eviscerating him.
This is the
emotionally.
Way.
This is the way. This is the way. Dan's cartwheel is better.
So
slightly.
It wasn't,
barely.
And I would just like to clarify, it was not good.
No, it was
good. Better.
So let me talk about why this statement you just made is absolutely correct. Yes, he had a better landing. And I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. As a former gymnastics coach, Dan had a better landing.
I
would never want to spot you though.
My wrist still hurts.
He landed on it. It broke, but he's like, power through it.
It still hurts.
Dan, nice work. Jarod, also nice work. I hope the ice is helping.
I don't think Jarod. Well, no, Jarod has a bad shoulder or something.
I'm talking smack, but like if I did a cartwheel right now, it might be okay. Things will hurt in 2 days. Like in 2 days, you're gonna be like, oh, that's new. There's a muscle there.
Yeah. And I'm so old that my memory, I probably wouldn't even remember I did a cartwheel. As a matter of fact, I've forgotten all about that until you mentioned it.
Back in my day,
highlight of my story.
They weren't called cartwheels. They were called hoops and stixies.
The fear on your daughter's eyes. When...
Oh yeah, she thought we were gonna get stuck there. She's like, "Oh my god, you gotta drive." Yeah, she was legitimately concerned. She texted my wife like right away, "Daddy's gonna do a cartwheel.
Dad's alone."
And then Kayla just responded with,
"And the worst part is
up to date."
The worst part is, I'm still sober. I wasn't drunk. I did that completely sober.
Yeah, you guys were just two grown men out cartwheeling out in the
in the
speak, plains.
I can't speak for Jarod being sober, but I was sober. Yes. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Korean meal that we had. So Jarod, me and my daughter, we went out for dinner. Jared's wife and his kids stayed at home because they were all partied out and stuff.
They don't like Dan. Sorry,
they don't like me. I think they like my daughter. I'm pretty sure they don't like me. It could be because I smell. I don't know. So we went out to this Korean restaurant. And
wait, Korean or Caribbean? Because you said both now.
I didn't say Caribbean.
You definitely said Caribbean. 100%.
Check the tape. We had Korean.
Okay. Korean.
I ordered
Korean fusion.
Let me see if I can get this word right because I struggled with this word. I got the bibimbap.
Biblioteca.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots
bibimbap.
and boots and cats.
Was good. Was good. It's like a bowl of stuff. I don't know what it was. It was delicious.
It was a one-way ticket to Flavor Town.
Yeah, it's like when I went to Nebraska and got delicious Thai food. It was,
shit slapped.
It did slap things, yes.
And,
tonsils.
And then I drove back home the next day, and that drive sucked even worse.
Because you were full to the brim of bibbity boppity boopity.
Oh, was Nick there too? How was driving with your daughter that long? Like,
actually, it was okay until it wasn't.
Oh God!
Oh, let's unpack that live.
No,
she doesn't listen to this. It's fine.
I love my daughter,
but
I made the mistake of letting her listen to her music in the truck on the way home, and she listens to
11 hours straight of Taylor Swift.
She listens to all that Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter,
Hannah Montana,
Gracie Abrams. Mm-hmm. It's decent music, but it's all like sad.
No, it's not. It's about breakups. It's about freedom.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's about.
It was putting me to sleep.
Your individual. No, you're listening wrong. Open up your ears. No, better yet, open up your heart, Dan.
Okay, well, it's too late because it was putting me to sleep and we nearly died. So I had to pull over and get a monster.
See, I was fully expecting like her driving was awful. Blah blah blah. It was like no, her music, sleepy time. Dan.
No, I let her drive on the way there a little bit, and I took a little Dan nap.
Dan nap.
Yeah.
But
I bring an Xbox controller just so you can help like fall asleep.
It's not Ocean Gate. Truck Gate.
No, because you fall asleep playing was it GTA, right?
No, I don't do that. I'm a professional. I never
professional dunce.
Professional what?
By the way, Dan's still in the bad lobby. Anyone's looking for an update?
He's not still in the bad.
I'm not still in. I got put back.
He's not. Yeah, he's not still in the bad. He's back in the bad lobby.
How long did you last, Dan?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, I'm proud of you. That's pretty good.
That's a good run. Actually, pretty impressive.
Yeah,
now
so
I'm
like,
back in the bad sport
Dan's
lobby
sober now, so like he's just a bad person at heart.
Yeah.
I'm back in the bad sport lobby for I played today 7 months and 13 days.
Good God.
It doubles every time you get put into it. So
Double
you
it,
do the math.
pass it to the next person.
The rest of my bench is standard stuff. I put out a bunch of tables this week. I've been really trying to get caught up. I had some orders that were like 30 and 50 days overdue. And I don't know if Hannah from Surf Prep listens to this, but Hannah, I know you're waiting on your table. I appreciate your patience. I'm going to make it worth your while. It's coming.
He's gonna drive it to California.
I am not driving it to California. Unless I could stay with her for like a week and hang out in her pool. I'll be
Imagine
even more
Dan
behind.
turned his account into like a woodworking travel blog. Where,
Oh
like,
God.
he builds the furniture and then he goes like cross country delivering the stuff.
If he builds it, then he'll come to
Uh,
you.
No, I don't like that. That's bad. It's bad.
Are you
I
gonna
won't be- I
make
won't be
it?
doing that.
Are you gonna make it worth Hannah's while by? Because she got a C table, right?
Yes.
Are you gonna upgrade it to a 4-sided table, not just the 3? Like you're gonna give
Wow.
her the
I don't think it'd
like a
work
bonus
the same.
side.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do. I want it to be a surprise. So
Ooh, it'll be a surprise when it's done.
Um,
I'm
Dan.
done.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
You're done lap.
It's funny
I am
that I
done.
watch Dan's stories and I know more about what he's done the last couple weeks than.
Oh
I
wait,
haven't
hold
done
on,
too many
hold
stories.
on, hold on, real quick before we jump
I need to take
further
better
away
like
from this.
notes.
Before we jump, yes, Pittsburgh Paint, specifically the Pittsburgh Paint and Stains Premier line, is indeed a Menards store
Damn
brand
it! Damn it!
manufactured by the Pittsburgh Paints Company, a spinoff of PPG Industries, formed in December of 2024. This is new
What?
and is sold exclusively through Menards.
I hate it.
That
'Cause
paint is
honestly, any
that paint is awesome. So
Also, how funny would it be if it turned out to not be like outdoor rated at all?
no, it's exterior
Oh
rated.
no, it
Watercolor.
has to be.
It
Dude.
is. It's
I
a
looked at
it's
it.
a
You
fast-
painted it and then you strapped it with straps like that. If it survived that, I'm very impressed. Like I'm genuinely impressed with this paint.
The straps, I will say this, the straps didn't make any problems, but the chairs themselves were rubbing together on the arms and it rubbed a little spot.
Did you bring
thick
touch-up paint
thighs.
with you?
No, I should have. I
Oh.
felt bad. But it's
He,
just
He
white.
he
Just
did
throw
get
some
one
white on
thing
it.
of
Send him a
Bic.
sample. Send him a sample of it, just so it matches just right.
Yeah, it caused an issue like thick thighs in 90-degree weather.
Interior
Thighs
slash
save
exterior.
lives.
Interior crocodile alligator.
All right.
Something something movie theater. What was the thing that Pete was remembering from Dan's life?
I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, no, the thing I was going to talk about. Dan, you're down to help her now, right? So let's talk about
yeah.
marital slavery, right? Yeah, like you got
forgot
Kayla looked pretty
slavery?
distressed. Slavery.
I'm glad you guys are here to remind me of all these things.
Dan, so you forced your wife against her will
No,
to sand.
no,
We've
no,
seen
no,
the
no,
photos.
no.
The
No,
photos
no, no,
scream.
no.
The photos scream. I'm at gunpoint,
The ChatGPT photo had me dying.
dude. Yo, ChatGPT did her dirty.
Okay, so like I was saying, I'm incredibly behind with tables. Like I had one that was like 50 days overdue, 30 days overdue, 25 days overdue.
It's so weird because it's so out of character for you, Dan.
I know.
Respectfully.
I'll be honest. You're
You're
it's
lying
not-
to us the rest of the time?
yeah. Well, I just don't openly talk about it. I have depression problems, and when I get super depressed or whatever, I can't get out in the shop, and it's tough. So, like, I got to work through that. Anyways, that's that. So Kayla's like, what can I do to help you? I'm like, you don't really want to come out there, do you? And she's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, you can sand some tables. I got tables ready to go. So she was all about it. She was a sanding queen. And she was like gung-ho, ready to go out there the next day. She's been out there 3 days in a row. So I think I got a new
Whoa.
employee.
She's
And I don't
on
have to
summer
pay her.
break right now, right, Dan?
She is.
Oh,
She is.
Braden, do you want to break it to him or should I?
Don't
I'll let you do
don't
it.
destroy me.
Okay, so there's this thing we call in the business, we call it September, right? So in September, funny thing happens. So these people that seem to be very free, they go back to work.
I
Ew.
got even more bad news. She goes back early August.
Oh, she has to help the bad kids?
Yeah.
Summer
Our
school.
summer break
am I
here
right?
is from like May 20th
Oh,
to
you guys are one
August
of those places.
4th. Yeah, it's awful.
That's fine, but your taxes are low. It's fine. It's fine.
No.
Oh, here's the thing.
No.
Also no.
Taxes are not low. Property value is low-ish, but taxes are not low.
But the good news is the scenery
Also
aggressively
terrible.
mediocre.
Also
Yeah.
flat, no hills.
But
Oh,
you know,
speaking of
the
property-
diverse people.
Are you
Also
moving?
Speaking
not.
of property,
Are you moving?
no.
Ah,
But can we talk about? There's this house for sale, like within a stone's throw distance from me, that has an 8-car garage.
The complex.
It's got an 8-car garage. I want it so bad.
It has living quarters in the garage. I think you should just make an offer on the garage.
I
Be
should.
like, hey, we don't
Okay.
need the house. Garage, please.
keep the change. We'll take
Ugh.
this.
It's
Um,
so beautiful. It's everything I ever dreamed
Here's the
of.
thing: it's also in your school district. This is everything Kayla would want.
I know. Well, the price is a little steep.
Listen,
Yeah.
you never lose with real estate. It
Oh.
always makes money.
Yeah.
It's an investment into your future.
The way your voice gets high at the end makes me think that it isn't.
Listen, when you borrow that much money from a bank,
So
Like,
I'm
if-
gonna need.
you forget to pay like $100 to the bank, that's a you problem. You forget to pay that much to the bank, that's a bank problem.
I don't see how that.
You watch way
wins.
too many reels of rich people talking about money.
Right. So, anyways, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe, and if we could get that up to $750,000,
I don't need to
that'd be
go
great.
find me. I'll just tell everyone your address.
See,
Or if somebody, some generous benefactor, could just like,
Dan's looking for a sugar daddy.
yes,
He is
Sugar
willing
daddy.
to sell feet pics or
Sugar
Pete
father.
pics if that's what you
A
want.
Pete, you want Pete pics? He'll sell.
I think I have nice feet.
No, you don't.
Just
Put
saying.
them away.
Let me
Put 'em
let
away.
me go ahead and tell you.
Put them away.
No, you don't.
That's a big no.
I think as far as
That's a
male
no
feet
from
go,
me, dog.
Now,
very
Dan.
nice.
Now
very nice.
we've seen your feet. Now it's.
Here's
All right.
here's the thing.
Can we talk about somebody else's bench?
Braden, go.
So let me tell you what happened on my bench this week.
I'll
Dan's
tell you
feet.
what.
So I have been working on this idea that it's not a new idea. It's just one of those ones that I've had in my head for, I don't know, a couple years that I should do this. It works well. Realtor gifts, because I really enjoy doing corporate branding. I like doing stuff like that helps other people kind of get their name out there, get their brand, like that sort of thing. Realtor gifts has been just sitting in my brain as, hey, that would be a fairly straightforward thing that I can do where I can help grow referrals. I can help grow my own brand through doing this. I'm finally doing it. Like, it is finally on my website. I've developed pricing. I've standardized the product. I've just standardized the names go here. If you buy more than 5, I will lock away that logo design, or not logo design, but like that design of initial and last name, whatever, like what your boards look like, so that your boards are your boards and nobody else can have the same ones. All that's locked down. I've got one realtor who's really, really awesome. He's been kind of helping me workshop the, like, hey, what part of this process needs to be kind of ironed out, which part would help make your life easier as my customer, so that I can make it to where you can purchase them, get me the information, and just have that part taken off of your plate. And I'm really, really proud of that. It's a super, super basic project that I've been trying to get done for years, and I've finally done it. I've done'd it.
Good
It's
job.
also a great use of Dan scraps. Like,
Wait.
they're the perfect size for
Could
this
I be
project.
cut of this?
I can't wait for you to start running out and have to buy what we call lumber.
Oh, you mean non-certified pre-owned Dan scraps?
Pre-certified, pre-owned, no, post-owned, pre-owned. I don't know, what is it?
I'm gonna have to start importing Dan scraps from
From the
like
lumber
some
yard.
from like some factory somewhere or something like that.
I wanted to talk to you about the Dan Scrap situation.
Okay. What about the Dan scrap situation?
He wants to take some off the top for protection money.
No, I'm just messing with it.
Brick killed a guy. Yeah, I'm finally caught up. Dan, I'm gonna start taking the walnut again. I'm out of walnut. I need the
okay.
walnut.
Okay. I need the walnut. One of my listings has popped off a little bit. I've had a standard cutting board that I offer.
Too bad, Dan. You're not getting them.
I have a standard cutting board that I offer. I've sold it like once or twice ever. The past week, I've sold 3 of them.
Jeez.
This last week has been weird for like Etsy listings, just kind of like picking up.
Yeah,
it's a weird. It's the summer high. Like I get like the May dip. Like that's the bottom of the slow roll from January. This is when it starts picking up.
This is you got the May dip and then the July twerk.
The July twerk, and then the August low numbers, and then September and up just starts climbing. Yeah. Great.
The dance.
Raise the roof.
Yeah. By the way, we're getting close to Christmas in July.
Can't wait to talk about Christmas in July, where we're going to talk about all the best practices that we in no way follow.
Whoa. We all follow most of them collectively. But
no,
everyone does. Everyone does a couple of the things that we talk about.
Are you talking about like everybody that also listens to? Because are we
all the top tier
crowdsourcing?
Patrons.
Together we form one person, like one whole being.
Everyone has done one. Listen, everyone has done one of those things. We're experts. Buy my $400 course on how to be a podcaster.
Buy my 400-page ChatGPT PDF program.
Don't tell people my secrets.
Most of it's in English. So this isn't like a big sale thing.
The deep sigh really sold it.
Dan, I love Dan.
Okay.
But I have a goal in life that I'm going to what's the word? I'm going to civilize Dan a little bit. I'm going to get it to where
you're going to make him an indoor dog?
I'm going to make the outdoor dog an indoor dog. I want Dan to just
better have tried and failed.
To just one time respond to like a dumb Etsy comment or message with just the one sentence of just basic customer service voice that would fix the problem and go away, instead of going right for the
when I talk, the problem goes away.
I'm going to earn my one
so does
star.
the sale, Dan.
Yeah.
No, I'd already gotten the sale.
But then you refund it and tell them to go F themselves. Maybe listen to what Braden says.
I've never told a person to go F themselves.
He's just strongly implied it through both language and hand gestures.
I've never used foul language purposefully.
Oh, here we go. Now, I've never used it without meaning to just black out and type it.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Here's the thing. I was a hypocrite. I told Dan not 2 weeks ago, Dan, one line probably would have fixed that problem. You wouldn't have your 1 star, and this person would be happy. And it was some. I think Dan, it was a digital file, wasn't it?
It was.
A guy.
The guy started the conversation with, "I'm new to CNC, but let me tell you how bad your file is," and he had no idea what he was talking about.
And of course, Dan, in all of his learned wisdom as an elder in the maker community, said, "New to CNC, dumbass."
I did not call him a dumbass.
He implied it.
Oh yeah, I heavily implied it.
I want to find his screenshots now.
Oh, I could just tell you. Oh no.
Tried to tell Dan, hey, if you had just answered this with like one kind sentence, you probably could have gotten a 5-star review. Somebody, listen, if nothing else, you could have like shuffled this off to the side, whatever.
But say the punchline of the whole story that we hate to admit.
I was right.
No. At no point were you right. Braden, say that life is kind of funny in a way. What you did, and then things happened.
I had a person reach out with an issue.
Who'd you tell to go themselves?
with an issue with one of my files.
You went full Dan.
And I believe that my text to the group chat was, I take back everything. I have no leg to stand on. Because yeah, somebody reached out to me about one of my files, and I'm going to be honest, like I go so far beyond appropriate in terms of like how much extra after the fact help I'll give most of my customers on my stupid $2.50, $3 files. Like I lose money the second I open my mouth helping anybody. And that's okay. Like I don't mind it. Like I basically sell the digital files to stir up the algorithm pot, so to say. This guy immediately started with, "Hey, I'm going to leave a bad review. You've got this problem, this problem, this problem, oh, it was so my files, they're all like PDF. They're basically, you have to import them into whatever program you're going to use for CNC. And then you have to generate the tool paths. And I list out what the depths are, what you need to do. The guy's like, I bought this file because I didn't want to do any work, not because I felt like doing work. I was like, go fuck yourself, dude. Politely and respectfully.
Also, wasn't he going to use a laser?
No. This is a second person.
Oh, okay.
I'll follow up
sorry.
on that
You had
one.
multiple.
This one, hey man, appreciate the feedback. I've gone ahead, and he hadn't reviewed it yet. Appreciate the feedback. I've gone ahead and refunded your money. I don't do any sort of after support when you start with threats. Whoa. I'm sorry that you he was gaslighting me. I'm sorry that you took it as a threat. Like that wasn't what I meant to imply. It's like, but the words you said started with, I'm going to leave a bad review. Like you started with a threat. Politely, respectfully, and with the peace of our Lord and Savior, go fuck yourself. So burned that bridge, immediately had to eat crow with the, okay, fine, Dan, fine.
Listen, the exception's not the rule. The rules, or whatever's the saying.
And I'm glad that you bring that up, Pete, because not 2 days later, I had a second sale for one of my files that like 4 hours later, 1-star review. And I don't get 1-star reviews. I'm not willing to just let that water run under my bridge. Reached out, and the feedback was just, file was terrible. That was it. I'm like, okay, this is one of my top selling files. Like I don't normally get feedback. Also, it's a cutting board stand. There's really not much to fuck up on it. Pardon my French. There's not. Cut outside the line, cut through the material.
You can't expect me to
Done.
know that. I'm new to CNC.
You can because it's in the instructions.
Like people read instructions.
What include a
Reached
reel?
out.
Don't
That's
have
why
me
I
read
put the
anything.
instructions on the file itself. Like you have to see
my
visually the
instructions
instructions.
are on the file and in the listing description. Also, this one, it's important to note, I say in the title, CNC file. And then I went and I counted in the description. It says CNC file or CNC machine 6 separate times. Reached out to this woman. Hey, I saw your review, your 1-star review. Is there anything that I can do or could have done to help make your experience with my file better? Pretty basic, customer service come out. Yeah, I hated it. It didn't cut right on the laser. It's not a laser file. It's a CNC file. And it's a CNC
To be
file
fair,
intended...
a laser is a type of CNC.
No.
Shut your face.
Not in this woman's world.
Yeah.
Not in this gal's world. That's a technicality we were not playing with. Oh, and I forgot to say, it said in the review, 1-star review, terrible file, didn't work with my laser.
But
Okay. Ma'am, I am sorry that you had that experience with my file.
This makes me so happy.
This file was never intended to be cut on a laser. It was intended to be cut on a CNC, as it said in the title and the description. I would be happy to refund your money since it wasn't what you expected it to be. if you would be open to removing or changing your review since it was not for a laser. No answer. Just nothing. And I'm ready to consult with my expert Dan on just how I eviscerate them in the public comment, locking the review, just making sure that everybody knows, like, hey, this is a good file. This person's just an idiot. But no, my years of experience in customer service come back out. And I think, you know what? I'm gonna try one more time. What would Nick Brim do? Kill him with kindness.
Ooh.
Kill them with kindness.
WWNBD.
Hey, just wanted to reach
No
out
big
one
deal.
more time and see if you would be open to changing or removing a review, since it was not ever intended for the machine that you were trying to cut it with. I would be happy to refund your money if you would. Immediate response. Oh, I didn't know it wasn't for the laser.
Oh,
Sure,
how could I possibly have missed that?
I'll take the refund and I'll remove the review. Perfect. I tell you guys, I'm proud that I've got a moment that I'm gonna help Dan understand that sometimes just 2 sentences can fix the problem.
How much time did you spend on this?
The first listen, I do my customer service, like, message responses. I do that when I'm in the shower, so it's fine. Yeah, that's right. I've got a whole computer set up in my shower so that I can surf the web, so I can, like, check on
Braden's in there
emails.
on a tough book.
Remember when Casio made those, like, waterproof, like, construction person flip phones?
He's like
I have
calling
one of
in an
those.
airstrike with like a waterproof walkie-talkie. Delta Sierra,
go,
do
go.
acknowledge.
Rain hellfire. Comment. All of my best roasts on Instagram posts, they're all from the shower. Just know that. Now that context when everybody reads my
Cool.
comments.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Every zing that you post on my reels is just you're just washing
Just
your
know,
butt. At the same time.
I'm just totally nude when I'm doing it.
Gross.
But anyway, speaking of dripping wet,
Ah!
the first words out of Dan's mouth: dollars to donuts. She never changes the review. I bet she can't even figure out how to take it down. 3 minutes later, changed to a 5-star review. I immediately publicly comment saying thank you so that it is locked in. And then I push out the refund, and I lost all $1.82 that I would have gotten in profit from that sale.
And you learned that lesson, Dan. That's
Oh
on
yeah,
you.
man.
Yeah, you learned that lesson.
And let me tell you what,
I learned so much.
through this experience, I'm so proud, and I'm so certain that Dan is going to grow as a person
I am not.
from this experience.
You know,
I
Dan,
can
at the
guarantee
end of the
you
day,
I am not.
God is great, Dan.
WWNBD.
Let me
WWNBD.
Let
What
me
would
read
Nick
you-
Brim do?
Let me
Here's what Nick
read
Brim
you
would
the
do.
review and the interaction I had with my digital file buyer
All right, go ahead.
before Braden
Which
had his.
one?
That he
Which one, sir?
the latest one that he decided to
No, Dan.
chastise
Which
me
latest
before
one?
he had. You know.
There's many.
So this gentleman bought he bought 2 files from me.
Those files.
He
Dos
bought a DeWalt DWE 7485. It's a table saw, and he bought the Bosch miter saw file for the inserts. So he starts his chat with, Daniel, I'm new to CNC, and I bought this DeWalt SVG from you, and it looks to me like you drew rounded rectangle and wrote some depths on it. Yeah, I did, because that's what the insert
It is a rounded rectangle.
It's literally a rounded rectangle.
He wanted it to have a kickflip in it.
I didn't buy this because I wanted to make it myself. What? Didn't want to make it himself? I don't understand. And before I had the time to respond to that initial message, he comes back at me with, it's not even lined up right. I don't like leaving bad reviews, but this is looking like it may deserve one. Help me understand. I bought your Bosch miter saw one too. I was like,
Dan decided not to help him understand.
oh, I decided not to help him understand. I responded with, quote, I'm new to CNC, unquote, and then proceeds to tell me how my file is wrong. I made an SVG that many others have had no trouble using. I'm not here to teach you how to use your machine. That would cost quite a bit more.
Ooh.
He didn't like my response. He
But
said,
do you think it was the sass?
it could have been.
Do you think
okay,
it was
okay.
the exclamation points?
I didn't use any exclamation points.
Why so many caps?
That's why it was so
But I
bad.
did put a smiley face at the end.
Oh,
but it-
shit-eating grin. That's
but
what
it's
it
a
is.
different message there, Dan.
So he wrote, okay, bad review it is. You had a chance. So I responded with, laugh out loud. Okay, Karen.
I'm assuming, and I'm just assuming blindly here, he didn't like that.
No, he didn't like it. So he left me a review. Like he said, he made good on his promise. He said, avoid. These SVG files are just made in easel. When asked to help understand, seller was rude. I said, SVGs are made in Vectric Aspire. I don't understand how to make your own tool. If you don't
I've
understand
never even
how to-
opened easel in my life.
Me neither. I said, these SVGs are made in Vectric Aspire. If you don't understand how to make your own toolpaths, please don't buy my file. I provide an SVG, not a course on how to run your machine. So
Please see my $4.99 PDF training course, How to Run a CNC.
I'm selling a $5 file.
$4.99.
I'm not here to teach you how to run your damn machine. You should know how to do that by the time you start buying files.
Now,
Files.
okay, I think that it is important that we clarify here, because Daniel, you are a pillar in the community.
Am I though? More of a salt
Technically.
pillar.
You are technically
pillar
a
of
pillar,
salt.
But there is very, very much a difference in the reaction that you are going to get from a store, a customer service agent, from somebody in the community. If you approach them, if you've got questions or concerns, if you approach them not aggressively.
I will be kind to most people. But like you, when you start out with a threat or some kind of like jerky response, I'm not going to bend the knee. I don't care. The customer is not always right. Sometimes,
Dan's
a lot of
got
times,
bad knees.
the customer is a dipshit. So, and I do have bad knees. So,
I think from working in retail as long as I did before I got out of that nightmare.
here's
and
the
then
thing:
just
I have
found,
never worked in retail, and I've never worked customer service. So,
I
Yeah,
have
but Braden's got 9 years of working at Annie Ann's. Okay, so he sold a lot of pretzels. He knows how to help customers out.
Listen, you don't need customer service skills when you're at Annie Ann's. Every customer is a happy customer. Have
Yeah,
you
exactly.
had one of those things?
I have
Hell
never
yeah.
had one of those things.
And don't even ask him about the 12 years at Cinnabon.
I'm about to give you some Cinnabons. There is just a line that the second you cross, like the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity, and this is maybe a little bit dramatic, but humanity in a consumer type of perspective is the bastardization of the saying the customer is always right.
Oh God.
Let
I
me
agree
tell
so
you,
much.
the entire saying is the customer is always right in matters of taste. If you want chevron patterned curtains and bright blue carpet, yep, you're right. That does look good. Whatever. In terms of like technical experience, in terms of understanding products, in terms of what product is better than another product, in anything other than taste, the customer is almost always wrong. And people need to remember that, because
They don't know spoop.
they have been taught that they as the customer are immediately right and they should get everything for free.
And I'll tell you what, there's a certain group of people that have this mindset, and you guys both know what I'm thinking.
people from
Boomers?
Poland.
Oh.
Oh,
Polish boomers.
boomers.
Were we right?
I can almost always guarantee that the people that I deal with on the other side, even though I can't hear their voice or see a picture of them, just the way that they act when typing out, you can almost guarantee that it's a boomer.
Mine did have a
Always.
pretty classic in life name. So yeah, you might be right.
And I'm
But-
sorry if I offended any boomers out there. It's just in general,
No.
that's the way it is.
There goes Jared LaPuma.
And that is kind of the point that I'm trying to make. People in the community, people that are generally probably listening to the podcast, Dan is one of the most helpful people that I've ever. No,
No.
you catch Dan on the right day. Dan is one of the most helpful.
I am helpful AF when
If
people
you-
are kind.
if you
don't
tell him
act
he's
like
gonna-
I'm not.
Dan is one of the most helpful people that I have met in the community, whether he acts like he is or not. He really is. Pete, same thing. Almost every single person, bar two specific people, are the most helpful people that I have ever met in the community. Like, everybody wants to help each other. People want to talk about things that they're passionate about, like the CNC. In Dan's case,
Dan's very passionate about customers being wrong.
Dan is also very.
When they're wrong, I won't.
about
I'm not. I
customers
won't hesitate
being
to
wrong.
let them know that they're wrong.
Ask the question. Don't attack the problem. And you're almost always bound to get a better reaction. That's my tips and tricks for how to
Absolutely.
deal with customer
If
service.
if that one customer would have started out with, "Hey, I'm having trouble with this file. Could you give me a hand, or could you give me some advice?" I would have been more than happy to help that gentleman.
Dan would have been more than happy to say, "Listen, dumbass, I'm not here to teach you how to run your CNC." Have
No,
you
but
listened
when
to
you come
another
at
Woodshop podcast?
when you come at me hot and start like demanding help, otherwise you're going to leave a bad review. Like, leave your bad review, bro. It's not my first rodeo. I can give two shits.
This is my public request for action. And then, Pete, I want to hear what's on your bench, because we've gone way past.
Oh, we
the
basically
amount of
turned into a
time.
topic episode.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think we should have a topic episode. I think it'd be really, really good to talk about customer service interactions. So here's my call to action for listeners. I would like to hear your worst customer service, your dumbest customer interaction, like the one that really tested you, the one that made you think, man, we let these people get driver's licenses. Send me those stories. Either go to our Instagram page on the Woodshop Podcast, send us a DM, email it in so that we can listen to them in the pre-show next week with Paul Jackman, who I'm certain is not sarcastic or anything, so he won't have anything to say about any of this stuff. But I want to
He
hear
doesn't
him.
deal with customers.
He does. Sells a
Does
lot of
he?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
templates and
does.
stuff.
Never mind. I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of somebody else. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Well, I mean,
That was
every
racist.
single year he goes to Paladapalooza.
Paladapalooza.
So that's my call to action. That was my week. Not a ton of woodworking stuff. Also, I crawled up in several attics and I found one with bats. Let me tell you what's
Yours has
scarier
bats, doesn't
than I think that there's evidence of bats. I haven't
There's
seen the bats.
guano.
This one I saw.
You
the
can make a
bats.
good cup of coffee out of guano.
Not this guano. This is bad guano.
Yeah.
You know what's scarier than like bats?
Wait. I have that. No. Hang on. Shit.
You know what's scarier than bats? Bats in the dark in an attic.
Illegal bats.
Knowing that you can only step on joists or you're going through a customer's roof. That's terrifying. And that's it. So, Pete, what the heck did you do this week? Just sat there and waited for this, didn't you? You haven't left your desk?
I'm gonna comment on your
On
benches, on the
Please.
customer service part of it.
Please do. I can't wait.
I grew up with a short temper. I grew up with worse
Did it
than
hit its-
Dan temper.
Did
No,
it
you
hit its
didn't.
growth spurt?
No, you didn't. I've chilled out a lot. A lot. I take
I've chilled
medication
out.
now.
Grizz
Oh.
the recluse.
I have raw dogged it though, Dan. Like, no medication. I'm just like chilled out. And I will say that the reason I am even remotely good at customer service today is because of the training I've gotten at a fruit themed computer company.
You can say Apple. It's fine.
I know, just more fun to say it that way. But when I worked at Apple in the like 2011 or whatever, there was the tail end of like the incredible, the training you got. You literally left the store before you got brought into a store. You got hired, you got sent for 4 days to train on the most like humane one-on-one like interaction stuff. You can talk to the most unhinged, ludicrous people, and and de-escalate the situation. Like it's literally like a hostage negotiation training. It's the stuff that I learned at working there and working, first of all, at the Genius Bar. I worked at the Genius Bar for most of my time at Apple, where people
You're not
come
working
in
with geniuses.
at an 11. It's very loosely named, even for the people that work there. Everyone that comes in is mad, and you have to immediately, they're there with a bad review. They're there because something's broken, and they're already pissed off. To de-escalate that dozens of, if not hundreds of times a day, I've gotten to the point where even the worst review, like, or somebody like hitting me with like negative review, meh. I will still try to kill them with kindness. And if it goes nowhere, I walk away from it. Because it's not going, I've walked away from customers before when they're just being ludicrous and crazy. Like I just walk away. Like, hey, we're done here. And just walk away. And I go fume in the back and I'll go have a cigarette. I smoked back then. Because like retail, by the way, holiday smoker is a thing in retail. Holidays are so crazy. The retail smokers actually pick up smoking. It's that bad. But anyways, so that's my kind of thing. Now here's the thing. You're totally in your right to tell a customer to f off. It's totally within your right. Because there's people that are completely unhinged out there. And honestly, you know what? I'll take a bad review to tell somebody that they're an idiot. And that they just don't know how this works and you don't ever buy from my shop again. And we've talked about you can block someone from seeing your shop. Like if you like...
Mm-hmm. Oh,
whatever.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, well, Dan knows. Dan's got a whole list. But, like, try to kill them with kindness. Because at the end of the day, you can't win over all the idiots, but you can win some of the idiots back. And all the smart people, they're just going to be great customers.
So some of the idiots are, sometimes people are just having a bad day.
All I
They
say
really
at the end of the day, when I get mad at these people, I go, man, these people drive. These people vote. And I just
They're
leave it at
allowed
that.
to have
Like,
as many kids as they want.
yeah. So when you're like, oh, like, I'm safe on the road. Like, no, the same people that just gave you a 1-star review, they get in their car and then they drive to their AA meeting or whatever.
Then they 1-star review on public highways.
Yeah. Some of them do. Oh my God, you're right.
You know what's a fun book to read if you want to learn how to like deal with like negotiating and dealing with
The
customers?
Diary of Anne Frank.
Stop.
Nope. There's a book called Never Split the Difference. It's literally it's like a customer interaction, negotiation, sales type book written by a former FBI hostage negotiator.
What is the name of it again? I've heard this title so many times.
Never Split the Difference.
Okay,
It's a really good book. I really enjoyed reading it.
Never take the customer side.
Dan always splits the difference directly in half and then never talks to the person again. Dan's willing to lose hostages.
On that. They're not getting off that bus. Oh my God. Well, guys, we got the old people off, right? Yeah, those children were like, whatever, right? Oh my God.
Show title idea. Dan sacrificed a hostage.
By the way, on the topic of books, a great one is
Green Eggs and Ham.
Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
No.
So it's great.
Another book Dan's not interested in reading.
Get the audiobook, Dan.
46 years old. Screw
Here, I'll
that.
summarize two things from that book that made the biggest difference in my life, and I need to honestly reread it. First one, smile when you're on the phone and talking to people. You sound different when you smile than when you're sad.
Bite me.
I absolutely hate that. Not because it's wrong, but because
it works.
in recruiting, calling people all day.
Yeah.
I had a moron. One of the
Let's just say he buys CNC files and cuts them wrong.
One of the poster children for the Dunning-Kruger effect, like speaking confidently about something you're not good at.
Yeah.
Go-to phrase: once a day, bare minimum. Smile and dial, guys. Smile and dial.
That's why I can never be in sales. I would punch that person in the face. That would make me like snap. But smiling when you're talking to someone on the phone helps. The other thing is the most powerful word in the English language, any language.
Fuck.
F. Yeah.
Close. It rhymes with fuck. I didn't
Duck.
believe that. Whatever.
I'm throwing the stapler.
It's the person's
Cuck chair.
name. person's name is whoever you're talking to. The most powerful word you can use with them is Danny Boy, or Brady Bokes. So, or Breezy.
Well, you call me Danny Boy, and we're gonna have a problem.
Listen,
Settle down, Danny Boy.
listen, Dan
I'm
Child.
serious.
But anyways, so a good book to check out, as is the one that Braden mentioned. I've been actually meaning to read that. I think it's on my wish list on Audible. So, because I don't read, I have people read to me. What am I gonna read like a peasant? All right,
I'll just ask ChatGPT to summarize.
Summarize.
It.
Actually,
I was
honestly,
gonna say,
5 sentences or
not
less.
the worst thing to do, Dan. You probably get a beautiful summary.
Dude, I learned recently you can take a picture of a page on a book and ask it to summarize the page.
Yeah. So you're doing that 350 times to read Harry Potter?
Whatever it takes.
All right.
I'm the customer here, and I'm right.
Let me quickly
Harry
go through
Potter,
my bench.
Trust Fund Magic Batman.
Basically, that's actually pretty accurate. All right. So a quick little thing. I was on the Autodesk podcast. Go check that out. I finished up the electrical work for the camper at 4 p.m. on a Friday. We were leaving at 4 p.m. on a Friday for a camp trip, which means we left at like 7:30.
You were cutting it closer than I was with those chairs.
Yeah, seriously. But it was actually the same that Friday, this last weekend. So we went on a camping trip. Man, it's so cozy in that trailer. It's so nice. Everything's great. Now here's the thing. We get to the campsite. The site is fairly level, but there's a couple little humps and whatnot where I park it. We had a bit of a mishap, and I was really mad about it at the time. Then I just tried to get over it. So this is a fairly light trailer. I think dry weight is...
Pete, let me tell you about this book I read. It's called Smile Through the Pain.
Oh, there was pain, Dan.
Was that a pamphlet you found at the post office?
That
Just
could
a
be
business
correct.
card. So we get to the campsite, and our friends are set up on one side. We're on the other side, and we go through like the more rocky area.
Wait.
I have other friends. Yes,
You have other friends?
it was Nick Brim and Megan Brim as well. They flew to Jersey for the camping trip.
What would Nick Brim
It was
False.
Carmine, Randy Bovandi. You guys know this one. He's my Nick Brim. It's okay. It's fine.
That's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
acceptable.
You were about to argue, and you're like,
that's
all
fine.
right.
That's fine.
He's cleared this one. He's got his passport stamp. So we get to the campsite, we pull up, and it looks level.
If it looks level, it is level. That's Jimmy DeResta.
Dude,
What he
it
says.
looks level. We unhitch the trailer, drop it on the block or whatever, because I don't have the foot on my pin. The pin that is at the end of the trailer tongue hookup. So we drop it on the ground.
the
It's
tongue
unhooked
pin.
from the car, and then
Juniper rolls away.
whatever had happened, I was just we were doing something and just slid off the block into my bumper.
Oh,
And just
Oh no,
and it moves, and we go to try to pull it up, and shifts even more and just mars up my bumper, and then we try to lift it back on. And here's the thing: this trailer is dry weight about I think 900 pounds, so you can do about 600 pounds before it's at capacity of the trailer or whatever. We go to me and Carmine go to pick it up, but it's still on we were pulling up the hill hard enough, so we're just lifting it up. It goes from the bumper to parts of it goes literally in between two pieces of paneling on the exterior, the bumper and then a nice trim, and we're what the hell? And then we finally pull it, and I guess it was on a rock. One of the wheels was on a rock, and it rolled off, so it wasn't lining up. We're trying to put it back on the hitch, but it wasn't lining up with that. So we finally get it over the rock. It finally pops over, and it drops directly on my ankle.
Oh God!
And again,
Former gymnast Peter Kapar,
yeah,
ankle injury.
I didn't think the
Career
cartwheel.
over.
I was trying to just pull.
Take the cartwheel.
If I had cartwheeled, would have been great. Lands on me. Now here's the thing: this trailer not that heavy, and a lot of the weight is in the back. So no, it was loaded up with totes and stuff. So it's not like I had 900 pounds land on my foot. It was more like a pretty good punch. I think I still have a bruise on my. It was
it was
inside of my
emotionally
heel.
heavy, not literally heavy.
And here's the thing: I was super pissed, and then as I calmed down, as I got everything chucked up, whatever. First of all, lesson 1: chuck your wheels before you unhitch. Yes, I know. I effed up. It was my second time setting up this camper.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
First thing you ever do, chalk. Last
yeah.
thing you do when you rehook it up, Unchalk.
Yeah. So I get that hard lesson
Okay.
learned, but as I was calming down, I was super pissed at first. I'm like, I just fucked up my car. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and I get to this site, like a new person's there that's met me like in passing once, and they're like, oh, Peter's probably fucking crazy. So like I finally calmed down and Emma's like, you good? I'm like, my ankle's a little bruised. Car's a little
Ego's even
bruised.
more bruised.
Honestly, my ego's more bruised, but whatever. Let's just enjoy this trip. I'm enjoying this trip. and then an hour later, I was drinking scotch in front of a fire, and I was like, I'm great. This is fine. Everything's fine. The car's scratched up. It's too late to complain about it.
It's not a camping trip with a trailer unless there's drama during the backup.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
Did your Nick Brim try and set your car on fire?
No, he was super nice.
Okay.
Yeah, he was great.
He's a better Nick Brim than Nick Brim.
He also didn't try to drive me through a bunch of trees.
WWCD. What would Carmel?
Yeah. But we camped with the trailer with Juniper. It was a great time, honestly. So we didn't have the solar hooked up yet, but all the electrical got done. Everything is good and the ceiling's in. I can start like doing cabinets and trim work in there. I'm so excited for this last part. But it's just been raining every freaking day for the last month in New Jersey. I'm so freaking sick of it. And you guys I think you guys got a little bit of that weather too. So yeah.
Have you
Can
considered?
I give you?
Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say, can I give you another tip about
Yes, please.
trailer and the parking and everything?
Sell the camper.
No. Yes, but no. Go to Amazon. You can get Wi-Fi enabled backup cameras that you could just mount to the back.
100%. Yeah,
Yes.
you're 100% correct.
I
already
got
thought
that
about
for my trailer, and it worked for a 30-foot trailer, so
Send me the
yours
link.
will have no problem.
Mine's 7.5 feet.
Super cheap.
So it's good.
You just tie it into the brake line, and you got to make sure your headlights
No brake
are
line.
on.
Okay, so never mind. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't have a brake
never
line.
mind.
Sorry. But aside
Or
from that,
you don't have any brake lights on your trailer?
I do have brake lights, but I don't have brake.
Yeah, that's what I
lines.
meant. Brake
Okay,
light.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nick Brake.
So aside from that, camping trip was great. Juniper did great. Trailer did great. My laser's been acting up, so I actually called up Laguna. We got somebody on the phone, talked to them for like an hour and a half, and I need to order a bunch of stuff. And what's funny is they just straight up were like, "Oh yeah, just order from this site." I'm like, "Oh, not from you?" And he's like, "Just order from the site." So that was fun.
Laguarna.com.
Yeah.
Laguarna.com.
So I was really like taken aback because the guy was like, "Yeah, just order from this website." I actually forget what the site is. Actually, I'm gonna look it up because this was a great resource. It's cloudray.com, because he was like, all the
That's a real
parts
place.
are from like the same. It's actually it's cloudraylaser.com, and you can buy all the parts. And even Laguna was just like, yeah, all the lasers have the same.
Can
all
I
these
buy
machines have the same
CNC files there and use them for lasering?
They
Or do I
no.
have to go directly to Braden's Etsy
I was
store?
like, you have to go to Braden's store.
Okay.
But
I'm
if
busy that
you
day.
need any parts so basically what's happening is my circles on my laser aren't closing. And then some of my engravings are looking a little funky. There's like some waviness to them or like vibration lines. And
Are they good vibrations?
bad vibrations, man. Bad. No es bueno. So it turns out like my X-axis bearings, like the belt that runs to the stepper motor, it kind of crunches. It's like kind of like I think the bearings are just wearing out. So I can order new ones.
Stepper motor.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm
Here's the
sorry.
thing.
I didn't know how to not say that.
A new one of these, like it's a reducer from like 1 inch to 3 inch or something like that. It's $21. It's so cheap. And if I order, and if you order it from like the manufacturer, it's like $100 and something.
Oh, yeah.
The kicker is
Yes.
I couldn't even find it on Laguna's site, so I went straight from this to this site.
I'm
But
gonna
like
be honest, you said that, and
Yeah.
I had no idea if I was supposed to react with "That's so cheap" or "That's so expensive." I had no context.
it's fairly cheap for $21 for like you can replace all the belt bearings, the little like things with the
the
teeth
bits and the bobs.
Yeah, that run all the belts on a machine. You can replace all of them for like 90 something bucks. That's actually super cheap considering it's a $10,000 machine or whatever. So just goes to show you that stuff is marked up like crazy. Don't spend the money.
Yikes!
So I actually still gotta order that stuff. But aside from that, I tried water cooling my my CNC, not the spindle, that's already water cooled, but the CNC itself by turning on my mini split and then just letting it run for a couple hours while the drip pan is clogged, and then all the water just dripped onto my CNC that I was using to store a bunch of walnut for a project on a CNC.
I have a great way to mitigate that problem.
If you say get rid of it and just get a wall unit,
Don't install a mini split above
Why
your
not?
CNC.
well, where else would I put it?
Well, mine is next to my CNC, but I specifically keep my CNC about 2 feet off the wall because I've had that exact thing happen.
Now, here's the thing. It really wouldn't have been a problem because it was a problem. It soaked the table. It dripped off the table. And then my garage is actually done very properly to code. There is an actual slope to it. So there was this puddle that just like continued under the laser, under the dust collection. I cleaned up as much of it as I could. And by the time I got to the dust collector, I go, it'll dry out. So if I have mold in a couple of weeks, that's why.
Throw some sawdust on it.
Yeah. But what I took the whole unit off the wall. I disconnected a drain line. As soon as I did, there was a bucket underneath it and like a booger came out. It's like algae growing in there. And then the thing that annoys
go
me.
see a doctor.
So I have a Pioneer mini split, right? And I love the unit. The only issue I had was we didn't install it right, so it leaked out some of the refrigerant. But I was like, hey guys, like I'm not upset. Like just like any way to like maintain this, like I can clean out that drip tray. I can't seem to reach it. They're like, yeah, here's a video how you can access the drip tray. It's a little in depth, like there's a lot of steps, so you might not want to do it, but this is a way to do it. It's a full teardown of the machine. They're like, oh, you don't have to remove it off the wall. You literally take the entire thing apart while it's on a wall, the motor, everything, just to just to access the drip tray. And then they go, yeah, or you can just pour some vinegar or use pan tablets in the machine. It's in your manual. No, it's freaking not. It's not there. There's no instruction for it. There's no access to that drip tray. So poor design there. You know, I should leave a 1-star review on their Etsy page. Just saying. First time mini split user here.
I'll tell you how everything is wrong.
Yeah.
You know what's way easier than taking your mini split off the wall, tearing it all apart, and doing whatever nightmare you did?
Not having one.
Going
Hush
full
up,
done
Dan.
that.
Hush up. You can take, and I told you this already, but you can take, because I've had that happen before. Take a shop vac, like a mini shop vac or something like that. You take your drip hose and you shove it into the shop vac hose, and you
on the outside of the house.
On the outside of the house.
Yep.
So it's all connected. You don't do anything inside other than clean up the water. Turn it on, and then just use your hand to like
Make a
complete
seal.
the suction and make the seal, and
Yeah.
just let it
Suck
for
up all the
like-
stuff.
for like 3.
Oh, about to
Is
get
your-
hit by a
is your-
storm.
Is your trick ankle acting up from the gymnastics? You can tell
My
there's a
ankle's
storm.
hurting. I think there's a storm coming.
There's a storm a coming.
Oh,
And
Braden
it'll-
I are
That is
about
a
to get
great-
hit
that's
by-
actually a
It'll suck
great
all that
idea.
out. So I do that like once a month.
So I did end up finding out that like when I pulled the unit off the wall, there was like a spot where you can pour water in. So I was like using like a little watering can just to get some water in there to try to drain it out. But it's all great now. It's just a pain in the ass. It ruined my whole afternoon. I didn't get anything else done in the shop, which is a bummer. But we also have like one little break in the weather. The rain stopped for a little bit today. It's going to stop for the next day and a half. It's going to be beautiful weather in the 80s, which is not ideal.
Just wait.
But going straight from rain to what Dan's about to get this week,
And Braden.
90 plus degree weather for
It's going
like
to be 98
week
and
plus.
99 allegedly in the next
Disgusting.
3 days.
So I've been trying to get some garden stuff done, making the Animal Trades compost pile thing that she had designed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't watch her gardening channel. It's a thing.
I don't.
So yeah, it's I'm just trying to get some work done between today and Saturday evening before all these before all this I almost said snow. All the sun comes in. And I just can't wait to pay for all my AC electricity use. We have a new our company hit us with hey, we have a new supplier. It's more money now. Thanks. and you have no choice, right? So now my bills are
Yay.
like through the roof.
Capitalism.
Got him.
Yay!
Got 'em.
Tariffs.
You're welcome.
But that's it, man. It's just been a lot of projects and maintaining stuff on a house. But why don't we? It's
This
been a
might
long,
be the longest what's on the bench
It
we've ever
really
had.
is. So
We-
why don't we just do a rapid
weeks.
fire answer questions?
Yes,
Real
because
rapid
Braden and I
fire.
might
One-
lose power like any moment.
Yeah,
One of
we got a
them
storm
is with Paul Jackman, so we can skip that
it's
one.
not a
till
Paul
next
Jackman
week.
question though. It just mentions him, so I don't know.
Let's pick one question, and then we'll push the rest of them to next week.
Fine. Okay.
We had 2 weeks to catch up.
Pick a
Like
good-
it's like we haven't talked
Wait.
for 2 weeks, boys.
In good spirit or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's pick Jarod Lapuma's question since I just saw it.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll play J-Rod's question. All right. Well, first I got to do this.
Oh, Black Betty, ram lamb.
All right, J-Rod, here you go.
With everything going on this week, I have a bunch of questions, but I'll just throw this unrelated one out there. Why does my Surf Prep sander not have a brake? Do any of the sanders at this price point have a brake? It's pretty annoying to have to wait for it to spool down before setting it down. Is there some trick or secret? Cheers. J-Rod from LL Builds.
I'm confused. Does Jarod Lapuma not just stop it with his hand?
Yeah, like I said in the pre-show, I put mine on my chest.
I put mine down.
That's why the graphics wear out so fast, Dan.
Possibly.
Possibly. You just see literally
This
standing them
shirt
off.
has no graphics left, so maybe
It
that's
used to say Dunlap Mayo, whatever on there.
Speaking of Dunlap Mayo, there's a Mayo stand right there.
By the way, he's also talking about like a spinning random
Yeah, I
orbit
understand.
sander.
I don't think any of the sanders that I've had has a brake. The Festool, the Surf Prep, or the Merca don't have a brake on them.
Does the Rotex? I forget.
I don't know. I don't have the
The-
Rotex.
Milwaukee battery powered one did, but I don't think it was a feature. I think it was just a piece of shit.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the non-random, non-spinning ones, a lot of
was
those will
funny.
turn off pretty quickly. Because the thing is, here's the thing. The sander actually, it was funny. The sander turns off pretty quickly. It's just the spin of the wheel that just like, that's why you have to just stop
It's
it.
the raw power.
Yeah. So you can, some people just put it on a bench and just like stop it against the bench. I will literally like wait 1 second, tap it with my hand so it stops, and I put it down. But I don't think any have the brake that are random orbit sanders. 3x4 does. I know the Merca one does. I want to
Surf
say
Prep
that
one
the small Rotex does, but that's just a small head. It doesn't have that much momentum behind it. Yeah, just gotta use your hand.
I just wait a second and then either use my hand or I just set it down on my work surface.
Throw it against the wall.
Nope,
That'll
I don't
make
do
it
that
stop.
because I am able to control my rage, Dan.
You could also pick up a custom sander hanger from Petrie's Workshop. Check out
Well-
petriesworkshop.etsy.com or petriesworkshop.com.
And that'll stop the head, but the body will just keep.
Yeah, just spin around a couple times. But
And
that's
can
not
I
my
convince
problem.
you to give Pete a 1-star review just because? I think
Just
he needs
because, and just so you can see my customer service.
I just want Pete to message me my name a whole bunch of times.
I
'cause
also
the
hit
most
him with
powerful
the
word.
anytime I get a bad review where I'm just like, this isn't worth my time, I still hit him with a, hey, I noticed you left a 1-star review. Let us know how we can earn a 5-star review next time. Or if there's anything we can help with for this one. Love always.
Maybe I should start making an automated
Daddy.
message that automatically goes out. Hey, I noticed you left me a 1-star review. How can I better help you
I'm gonna
go
write it
yourself?
for you, Dan, or have ChatGPT write it and just send it out as a because you'll be actually shocked how many times I've sent one of those and they go, oh, it wasn't like working or something like that or blah blah blah, and I literally gave them one answer and they're like, oh, amazing, thank you so much, and then they would give me a 5-star.
I've had a lot of people don't even know how to change the review. So like,
What some do, you gotta take that shot.
not worth my
You
time.
miss 50% of the shots, you don't take half the time, Dan.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy, Michael Scott. Anyways, that's it. So we're not going to listen to the other questions. We're going to listen to them next week. Sorry, Alex, James, and Nick. but we love you. And we have a super secret code phrase, right?
Yes, we got it early in the show. It was something that I said earlier.
Sky Canoes.
Sky Canoe.
That's what it was. You can send that to us in an email at awpgiveaway@gmail.com. You will get entered to win a ticket, an EDU ticket to the Texas Woodworking Festival. Texas Woodworking Festival. Beer, tacos, woodworking. What else you want?
Friendship.
Brisket.
Another one.
5-star reviews.
Another one.
That's it. Big shout out to all of our patrons. You help us keep this festival of laughter and fun upbeat and bright, and you are our 5-star reviewers in our hearts or something. If you want to help us out, you can go to patreon.com/anotherwoodshop podcast, or make it easy on yourself and just go to iloveawp.com. Get signed up over there. We even have free tiers. And if you give me a 1-star review, you might get an actual tier. No, you won't. I won't care. Pete, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank our guest next week, Paul Jackman. Paul's coming in. He was supposed to be our guest last week, but the incident. So he's going to be joining us next week. And I also want to give a huge shout out to our, Texas Woodworking Festival and all of our non-Patreon listeners. We don't thank you guys enough, but I do want to give you thanks. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. And, if you can't support us financially, we understand. But if you can just maybe share the show, leave us a review. I will specify that when you leave us a review, make it really vague and confusing. Like, saved my marriage, 5 stars. And then, just leave it there.
But for the love of God, we actually care about this show more than I care about my Etsy page. So 5-star reviews only.
Yeah, 5-star reviews only.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
6-star
actually,
if it's an option.
I do care about my Etsy page. I just don't care about people who are jerks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think that's it. Anything else, Braden?
No, I think that's it. God,
Awesome.
I missed you boys. I know you guys were busy last week, but
Don't make it weird.
I sat here for just 3 hours and just
Did
stared
you
at
sit on Zoom alone?
I just stared at the Zoom. It was
I don't know
smiling.
what to do with myself
I
tonight.
will remember you.
He
I can't wait to have
he
a
just kept
life.
doing the finger pointing at the mirror, you're a great podcaster. You're a great podcaster. You're a great podcaster.
You're pretty good. You could use some work.
You can stand up to Dan. You can stand up to Dan.
Dan will not make me cry today.
All right. Well, if you guys want to watch us all cry, join us next week. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Love you a long time.
Bye, bye. Love you a long time.